Scrimpingmommy. So I'm here to share a little bit of work on my Nature Notes journal. So this is the Journaling Joy projects. I'm forgetting the words. Journaling Joy projects, which I do for my Ko-fi monthly subscribers. So they get a journal collection every month. And then I come and share at least 2 projects. So here's the collection. I'm in the middle of prepping mine and I'm a little bit behind. I'll explain why in a minute. So we did the folio, okay? If you haven't seen this, check out my videos, a couple of videos back, or check out my Easy Folios online classes playlist, okay? And we made this absolute beauty. Absolute beauty. Oh, that's the front cover. It's lovely. So far, I have done this. I've uploaded all the tutorials. They've got the collection, but I'm a little bit behind with the journal. A little bit behind, guys. So I have I'm just going to show you where I'm up to. I've got the tutorial for the cover. Here's our cover, okay? And that is going to be part 2 of this video. So for anybody that wants to follow along, watch part 2 of the video. I'm going to show you how I've made my cover, but I've not decorated it or anything yet. But you've got all the measurements and I show you how to do it. Okay, it's going to be a wraparound like so. So far what I've done is I've made a small booklet. I'm going to sew down the middle, and this has all of the weekly planner pages. So I added this to the collection, and I said that I will add it every month. And so what I've done is I've printed a cover sheet, okay? Then I've added the new monthly planner sheet. Not everybody uses these, by the way. I'm just explaining to those that have got it. And then the weekly planner, if you print the monthly planner and then print the weekly planner on the back, and then print 2 more sheets of the weekly planner on both sides, okay? Now, here's the magic. I designed it carefully so that when you fold that in half, you've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday. But when you print this out and then print this on the back, and this is folded in half, do you see the magic? You've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday notes, okay? And I have given those that prefer to start with Sunday, have got that file as well. So then by folding them and printing on the back, every time you fold, you're getting the full week on every page, okay? So you end up with 5 of the weekly planners, but you know, some months they'll go more than 4 weeks. Okay, and then all I'm going to do with those is I'm just going to either sew it down the middle, okay, through my sewing machine, and that is a monthly little booklet. You can also, you know, and that's what these are for. So when you open it, you've got your month view, and then each page shows you a full week. So that's week 1, that's week 2, that's week 3, turn, week 4, and so it works at that side as well. And then if the month's longer, week 5, okay, and then you've got plain at the back. So that's how you do it. Yeah. I hope you get me. So I've printed out all of the other writing and planner, you know, just plain writing sheets. Printed all of those out. You've got all those in the file. Here's some. I'm half prepped these. I've cut these with my decal edge trimmer and I'm inking them all. And then I've printed the pages that I'm going to use from the collection. Okay, and I've designed the cover, and that is, in God's honesty, as far as I've gotten. Because we've had Easter, it's been school holidays, and I've been doing a lot of grandchildren minding. So I'm probably about a week behind. So I am sorry, but there you go. So those members that want to start getting on with the journal, watch the second half of this video for the cover, okay? And you can get making this cover, and then I will be back tomorrow, which is Sunday. Even if I've got to stay up till 3 in the morning, I'll be back tomorrow to tell you how we're going to bind our pages, and I will have decorated this. And if we're going to add any pockets or anything in here, I will have designed those as well. So on to the next part of the video. Okay, so before we start, I just want to talk about resizing. So obviously I cut all of my pieces to suit my needs, which is A4. So if you're a letter size user, your pages are going to be different to mine. So this is how my recipe for making the size of my covers. So here's my cover. So I have my page, okay, and basically I like to make sure I've got 1/4 inch top, 1/4 inch bottom or thereabout, and 1/4 inch to the side. So whatever size your pages are when they're folded, add 1/2 inch to the height and 1/4 inch to the width, and that's all you need to do. And from there, whatever size, obviously the height of your covers are, that's what height your spines are, and then the depth, you can use the same measurements as me, okay? So that's just a little bit of housekeeping. Also, I do use fabric tape, okay, which is this stuff on a roll. Now, there's different variations of this. It doesn't matter what you use, but when you're doing a large piece like this, if you look at all of these pieces laid together, okay, I don't really want to cut up 2 pieces of 12 by 12 paper or cardstock, start sticking them together and trying to wrap it. So this just makes my life easier. You can use what you like, okay? If you're searching for this, I've said it 100 times, it is called, and these are the keywords that you add in your search, acrylic fabric tape, okay? And mine has a backing on it, a yellow backing on it. Okay, there's not one specific company or one specific link that I can give you. I find this on, I mostly buy it from AliExpress, okay, and it peels off. But the thing is that it's not duct tape, it's not plastic, it's matte. And when you peel the backing off, it's wafer thin. And that's really important to have nice thin tape, because in between your gussets, you don't want lots of bulk, okay? Because you're going to have to mat the other side. You don't want loads of bulk, or all of these components won't fold properly. Also, it's black, so we don't have to ink, we don't have to worry about. You can get like masking tape or white or whatever. I'm not keen on those. I like my covers. It's just personal preference. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying anybody's journal that doesn't use black isn't right. Just personal preference for me. It saves me the headache of having to ink it or it looking grubby. What else? So yeah, so it's not duct tape. Duct tape doesn't actually stick very well to chipboard. And it's very bulky when you're getting into your gussets. Very bulky. And also because duct tape's plasticky, it can be, not always, but it can be difficult to then stick other things on top of it. And I know this because I've tried it. So yeah, so I wouldn't use just masking tape. Just masking tape or something like that, or paper tape, will not be strong enough in the long run. Okay, when these are getting folded, etc. This is strong acrylic tape. I think they designed it originally for like to wrap around electrical wires. Okay, it's super strong. Your spines will not crack, they will not fail over time. It's super strong, and once you've mastered it, it's super easy. Okay, you cut it to size, you add it on. And your paper will stick over the top of it. It's going to give you a nice black border, and it's just easy to work with. Right, so I have my sizes here. So the front cover, 8.5 by 6. I'm not doing cutting guides for this, so you'll have to write these measurements down. 8.5 by 6. Spine 1, make sure you write these on them as you cut them. Put number 1. Super important. 8.5 by 1.5. Back cover, 8.5 by 6. Spine 2. Write spine 2. Make sure you write those, because these two are different sizes. This one is ever so slightly larger than this one. This one is 8.5 by 1 5/8. And then we have a closing flap, and this measures 8.5 by 3.5. Now, this is going to be a closing flap to go over like so. If you want this to be the full width, you can. If you want it smaller, you can. If you want to shape it, you can. But that's the size that I'm going with. Okay, so I've cut in the first instance, fabric strips the height, the same height as my covers or all my pieces, which is 8.5. Okay, so whatever height yours is, if you're using these, cut them to the same height. You can also use cardboard strips, so it's a good way to use up scraps. You can do this with you know, cardstock if you so desire. It's just going to take you longer. Okay, so I'm going to start from the far side. I'm going to take my backing off. I'm going to lay this on about halfway. When I come to any gussets, I'm going to put my tape on, and then I'm going to add 1/4 inch tape right up against the chipboard on top of the sticky part of the black tape, and then leave it on. And I'm going to do that between each one. I'm going to show you the whole process, but I'm going to speed it up. Okay, I've shown it lots of times before, so most of my viewers will know how this is done. But if you're new, so then we'll put a strip under there. Okay, strip under there, strip under there, strip under there, and a strip at the end. So I'm going to go away and do that, and then we'll come back and I'll explain about the top and bottom. Okay, so here we are. So I've done all of the side strips. Okay, so now I'm just adding the backing back on so I don't get in a sticky mess. And we're going to do the top and bottom. So you want to get your fabric tape or whatever you're using, and it wants to go edge to edge with your existing tape, not edge to edge with the chipboard. Okay, so I've marked it. I'm going to fold it in half and then cut it, and then cut it in the middle so that I've got two pieces that is roughly the same length. Super simple. As I say, I've got a slowed down version of this on my YouTube. I'll try and remember to leave a link below. If you've never done this before, you can have a look at that tutorial and follow it in real time. But I'm speeding it up because I've done it so many times. I'm literally repeating myself. So now we're doing the top. Don't touch this stuff with your fingers. Use like your scissors or a non-stick bone folder or something, because it is super sticky and it will stick to you like nobody's business. About halfway, lining it up with the edges of those existing bits of tape. If the top overlaps the edge piece, trim it off. You want a nice neat rectangular shape. Okay, so you can see me just trimming it off there. If your scissors get sticky, clean it with alcohol or WD-40. So now I'm measuring from the edge of the chipboard, and I'm making a mark at about 1/4 inch. That's just to give me a guide so that when I cut it at an angle, I don't cut it too close, because if you cut it too close, then when you wrap it, your chipboard will show. So depending on how I'm doing the journal, I will add strips on the inside. These are slightly shorter, okay, slightly shorter, and I'm only adding them on the back two pieces. So on the back spine and the flap. I'm not adding them on the spine where I'm going to add my signatures, and that's because I've not decided what I'm doing there yet. So add it onto one side of the chipboard and then push it into the gusset, and then smooth it onto the other side. Okay, like that. So I'm not adding it on the other bit because I've not decided whether I'm going to do sewn signatures, in which case that will get covered with cardstock. If I end up doing twine binding or elastic Midori style, then I'll add more tape and then put eyelets in. But I've not decided yet, because I've not finished it yet. So just make sure you take time to get that so it's stuck down nicely. You're just going to get a nice neat finish. So then we're going to cut across that pencil mark on an angle on all four sides. Super simple. Then we're going to start and lift up the tape, and I start at the side and I'm pulling it up against the lip of the chipboard, and then I'm smoothing it around and adhering it down. Then when we come to the corners, we just tuck them in and stick it down. Try and do it as neat as you can. You're just literally pressing it down so that it sticks. And then when it comes to the top and bottom piece, you want to start sort of in the middle, lifting it all up so it's sticking to the edge of the lip of the chipboard. Then I'm starting in the middle and pushing to the gussets, but not into the gussets. So if you start and you push towards the gussets, you're going to end up with like a bubble where your gusset is, and that is good. That's what you want, because then you push that bubble into the gusset, and it's giving you that extra leeway to make sure that that's adhered nicely to the edges of the chipboard and down into the gusset. Super important. So don't just pull it tight and lay it flat. Push it so that you've got a bubble. So I'm going to do it again here, so I'll explain it again. So we're pulling up to attach to the edge of the chipboard, so that we've got a nice neat edge, and then we're going to stick in the middle and push towards, there you can see me doing it, push towards the gusset but not into it, then push from each side so that that bubble goes into the gusset. There you go, and you will get lovely neat results. Absolutely perfect. So I will see you again shortly with the rest of my journal, and you can get cracking and make your cover. Now there's lots of ways we can fasten the cover. I'll explain further in the next tutorial. I haven't decided how I'm doing mine, but there are different ways of doing it. So I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!